welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. It's so nice to have you back. Today I want to talk to you about 23 things I have learned at 23. I did write a blog post on this, but it went down so well that I thought, why not make a video and maybe expand on some of the points a little bit more and, you know, tell you a little bit more of what's going on, I guess. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Let's go! So basically, I thought it would be quite interesting to actually do a video so you can see me talking about it, not just reading it off a page, because then you get to see me as me, I guess. First, before I get on, I know I'm probably going to get some questions about this little guy here. So this is obviously Chip from Beauty and the Beast. I found him in Primark for £4 and I just had to get him. Like, I can't even tell you how excited it makes me to have him after having to give Mrs. Potts away to my little niece. So he'll be making an appearance in my videos. Hope you love him. If you do want to get him though, make sure you get in there quick because they're probably going to sell out very, very fast. First one is life doesn't last forever. Now this may sound a little bit like, well, we all know that. Of course we all know that life doesn't last forever. But for me, I think the realisation of that becomes more real because my mum's cancer. So if you didn't know, she does have cancer and she's in kind of the final stages, I guess you would call it. She's losing weight rapidly, etc, etc. So for me, life doesn't last forever is something that I just felt like I should put in there. I know we all know it, but some people, I guess, just do things that could just shorten their lifespan and that sort of thing, and I think actually you need to cherish your life. Number two, friends come and go. So in your 20s, I think especially in your 20s, is when a lot of people, you kind of like lose the amount of people around you and you just have that select group rather than knowing and having loads and loads of friends. I think it's more important to actually just have the loyal ones that have been there through everything and aren't going to go anywhere and you can trust them fully. I think that's more important than having lots and lots of friends. So I think that's an important one, and if you do lose friends, who cares? Their loss. Carry on doing you. I think that actually having the select group of friends that you know are loyal and you can trust, and you know, for me, for example, I've had a group of friends that I've been with ever since like year 7 in school, maybe even some way before that from like nursery, and they're still my close friends, and those are the people that I know I can rely on and I know they're always going to be there and I never have to fear them going behind my back or anything like that. I can trust them solely and they are my bestest friends, and they're the people that I can imagine myself sitting around theirs at 80 years old with a cup of tea. And I think that's far more important to me than having lots and lots of friends. It's not about being popular to me, it's just about having people that accept you for who you are. Next, family comes first, always. So for me, my family is literally like this. We are such a tight family, especially my direct family. We are literally like the tightest thing you could possibly have or know around you. We all look after each other and we all make sure that we're all, you know, we make sure that everyone is okay and we do the best stuff for each other possible and we make each other's lives better. And I think that for me is just so nice, and I wouldn't even care if I didn't have friends because I know that I'll always have my family and we're always going to be tight. And to be honest, I think it's the best thing is having a close family, especially for things like my mum's cancer and stuff like that. Having people that understand what you're going through and you can talk to and stuff like that is so important. So please don't ever take your family for granted. Just don't do that. It's not okay, because at the end of the day, if you don't get on now, if you go through things later in life, you might regret it, and you don't want regrets. No one wants to go through regrets in life. So for me, family comes first, always. Another one, mental health is real. So for me, I've personally gone through depression and anxiety ever since of my mum's diagnosis with cancer. It's something I've always struggled with, and it's something that I probably will always struggle with, to be honest. I am right now in a good place and I'm so thankful for that, but I know just how horrible mental illness can be. It's something that I'm pretty sure everyone at one stage battles from, or if you don't battle from it yourself, you know someone that has been through it. So I think it's so important to actually realise that it is a real thing and stop all the stigma and putting it down and stuff like that, because honestly, when you're actually depressed, or like me, if you have anxiety, you can feel so alone, and it's almost like you're not allowed to talk about it, and you're not allowed to say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just feeling really anxious right now, or oh, I'm sorry, can you walk into the party first because I don't want to, and just stuff like that. It's a real issue, and I think it needs to start being talked about more because it's so important. Our mental state is something that we can't control, and that's what people need to realise. Number 5 is a bit of a funny one, and I think this has kind of hit me all of a sudden. So it's everyone around you in your 20s will suddenly start having babies. I know that sounds normal, but actually for me it's like, oh my god, people are having families, people are getting married, you know, everyone's settling down and that sort of thing. And I think it's quite scary, to be honest, especially if you're not in that situation yourself. But it's something you'll realise, like, I can no longer scroll through Facebook or Instagram without liking a million baby pictures from people I know. Number 6, relationships will come out of the blue, but when you know, you know. Now this one I think is something that actually you'll forever be told. Like, I remember my mum always saying, oh, you'll just know when it's the one, you'll just know. And I always thought, how am I supposed to just know? But I think actually when you get to a certain age, you realise that you do just know, and that's just the way it is. And for me personally, I mean, I'm with someone that I would never have thought I'd be with, which is the great thing about it. It just pops out of nowhere and you're in a relationship and you're happy and that sort of thing, and I think that's great. And I think that's something that a lot of people need to realise, is to stop. I feel like some people who are single are like, oh, I'm single and I need a boyfriend, but actually I think when you know you're with the right person, you will know, and you will have that instant connection with them. And as long as you recognise that connection, keep on, like, just do everything in your power to make sure that person is there and you build up a relationship. And I think it's far more important to have your partner be like a best friend as well, because for me, for instance, Callum started off as my best friend. It's that may sound funny to a lot of people, but actually he was one of my best friends. He knew me through other people, and it's very strange because back then I'd been like, I mean, I used to refer to him as Pugs. So for me, when we actually, I don't really know how it all started or anything like that, to be honest, but it just, we had that connection and we both recognised the connection and we just worked on it from there. And now I'm the happiest I've ever been with anyone in my life, and I can actually honestly say that I don't think I've ever been in love before now, and he's my bestest friend still. And it's so nice having someone that isn't just your boyfriend, they're your best friend as well. And I think it's nice that I'll always know that he is I feel like we just have something so special, and I would never ever want anything to happen. So if you're watching this, Cal, this is for you. Number 7, buying food sucks. I'd also like to throw in paying bills in general sucks. So I actually lived in my own flat with Cal for about a year, I think, 9 months maybe. And I think that realisation of buying your own food hit me hard, because for me personally, I hate buying food. People enjoy buying food, but for me, I hate spending money knowing it's just going to disappear in me and come out again. Sorry for the details, but it's true. I just hate it. It's the same with toilet roll. Buying that sort of stuff is horrible. Paying bills, you know, you kind of have to do it, but it still bloody sucks. And I think that's pretty much an adult responsibility that you'll go through in your 20s at one point. Number 8, you've never experienced a hangover until you're in your 20s. I can't tell you this enough. I remember when I was, you know, drinking illegally at 15 and I'd think I was hungover. And actually, now I look back and I'm like, Amy, that was nothing compared to the hangovers now. I honestly have the worst hangovers if I drink too much. I don't think a teenager really knows what a hangover is until they reach their 20s, because trust me, they are not good. Number 9, not everyone cares about you. This probably sounds quite harsh and a bit weird, but actually it's true. You will have people in your life that are gonna message you and be like, oh, I'm always here for you and blah blah blah, and you know, they're there's going to be people that really, they don't care about you. It's that simple. They just do not care about you. They don't care how well you are. They don't care what you look like. They just do not care for your life. And I would refer to those as haters. And to be honest, I think you're better off without those people. If people don't care for you, don't waste your time on them either, and just brush them aside and say goodbye, because not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to care about you, and that's just life. But you find the people that do relate to you and do care for you, and you stick with those. Number 10, to achieve your goals and your dreams, you have to believe in yourself. I personally don't feel like I feel like this is a new thing that I've learned, but it's true. Honestly, no matter how many people in your life will say, oh, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, if you don't believe it, you will never actually do it. You won't take the step into doing the thing that you want to do. For instance, with my blog, I've always wanted to write a blog, but I didn't believe in myself enough to ever actually take the step and do it. And I don't know why or how, but I thought, fuck it, I believe in it. I know I can write well and I'm going to do it. I just do me. But you have to believe in yourself in order to achieve the things you want to achieve. Even for people that's dream is to do YouTube, or you want to be a nurse, or you want to be a teacher, just believe in yourself in order to get there. That it's that simple. Self-belief is everything. People like Ed Sheeran, for instance, he started with nothing. He was busking in Cambridge. Funny fact, did you know that? He busked in Cambridge. He's from Sussex. For God knows how many years, but he believed in himself so much that he did it for free on the streets, just making music, singing with his guitar, and eventually he got found by someone that made him famous, or however that bit worked. But the fact is, he did it for free for so many years and did the grind and believed in himself enough to make himself do it, and that's what you need to do. So, like this says, follow your dreams, believe in yourself, and just do it. Fuck what anyone else thinks. Number 11, you can't control everything. Now this is something that I probably have struggled with the most, because if I like things to go to plan. I like to know exactly what's going to happen and how it's going to happen, and I hate unknown and I hate the anticipation of things. But it doesn't work that way. You cannot control your future. You cannot control things that are going to happen in your life. There are certain things that just you personally cannot control. If you're like me and you like things to go to plan the things that you can and let go of the things that you can't, and your life will just get better, believe me. Number 12, being in your own company is good for you. Now, I think this is quite important, because another one for me, obviously these are all related to me, I don't know why I keep saying that, but anyway, I used to literally hate being on my own. I would hate my own company, and as soon as I knew I was going to be on my own, I would kind of freak out. I don't know if that's just because of my anxiety and things like that, but I would honestly just freak out because of my anxiety, and just my own company used to scare me. But actually, I think your own company is good. You need to know how to be alone first throughout life, and then you know that you can do whatever you want to do. Poor Mr. Chip had fallen over. We can't have that. 13, you don't need to rely on people. Speaks for itself, really. Have nothing else to add to that. You just do not need to rely on anyone other than yourself. 14, life happens, the good and the bad. I think this again relates to my mum. I'm sorry to keep going on about it, but it does. It's true. You have to accept life. You have to accept it for what it is and just go with it. I'm afraid you're going to have roller coasters, you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs, and that's just the way it goes. And as soon as you learn that and you can kind of accept that you're going to have goods and bads, I think you'll have a better life. Honestly, I really do. Number 15, you need coffee to survive sometimes. This is so funny, because I remember in my teens thinking coffee was the most disgusting thing in the world. I don't know if everyone goes through this, but I remember I used to be like, why do adults always drink coffee? Because it tastes horrendous. I remember I used to actually drink a sip of my mum's coffee and then spit it out, just thinking it's horrendous and the worst thing on earth. But actually, I don't know how, but somehow if you're in your 20s, I'm pretty sure you'll like coffee, and on certain days you'll have God knows how many cups of coffee. I can't even start my morning unless I've had a coffee in the morning. Number 16, other people's intentions aren't always as pure as your own. I think this one again relates to other people around you. So sometimes you might meet someone and you might think, oh, they're the best person in the world, they're never going to let me down, they're going to be, you know, I give them good vibes, therefore they're going to give me good vibes. But it doesn't work like that. Some people just aren't good people, and I don't think you need to fret on them, because if someone lets you down, end of. Kind of leads on to number 17, which is you can't trust everyone. So yeah, it's true, unfortunately. I'm a person that likes to trust everyone. I'm a person that likes to open up, and I'm a person that likes to think that everyone's intentions are going to be as good as my own. And yeah, sometimes it can hurt me and that sort of thing, but actually, so what? I'm a nice person, and if that's the person I am. But I know that that's true, and I know that I can't trust everyone. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be any less myself. It just means I know that you can't trust everyone. Number 18, accept yourself and be yourself always. I think this is probably one of the most important ones there are, because I think a lot of people don't accept themselves for who they are, and that's where they go wrong. For instance, for me, for instance, I'm doing obviously this YouTube channel, I'm doing my blog, but what I know is that I have to be myself. I can't just be someone else. It will eventually just not work. It will not work. And once you accept who you are, and you know, as soon as you accept yourself in life, then you're good to go. Honestly, you're good to go. You just have to be yourself in life, and the people that like you will like you, and people that don't like you don't like you. It's that simple. But you don't fake yourself. Don't be something you're not, because there's just no point. It's wasted energy is the way I see it. Number 19, you're stronger than you'll ever know. This is the most important one on the list. In fact, I would put this at ranking number 1. For instance, when you go through your mental health, if you have it, if you're going through mental health, you are so much stronger than you actually feel. And one day your strength will really shine through, and it will get better. Just like right now, the situation with my mum, I would never have known, like, I would be able to help my mum in the bath or push her around in a wheelchair and, you know, do all the little things I am okay without crying and breaking down every second. But I can, and that's because my inner strength has taken over, and it's just making sure that I'm doing the things I need to do without, you know, yeah, sure, it's sad, it's horrible and stuff like that, but actually I do feel like I am very strong, and I feel like I'm coping really well at the moment. Obviously you have bad days and stuff like that, but your inner strength will just shine through as soon as you need it. Trust it. Trust your inner strength, and don't ever try and tell yourself you're not strong, because you are. Number 20, people around you may be fake. I've spoken a little bit around this. You'll know who the fake people are. You'll just see straight through them and know that that's a fake person. And as soon as you realise someone's fake, just don't even waste your energy on them, honestly, just don't do it. Number 21, know your worth and don't ever let anyone take you for granted. This, again, is very important to me. I know that back in the past I've let people take me for granted, and I've let people walk all over me, because I am, you know, I wear my heart on my sleeve. That's the person I am. I trust, and, you know, I believe that everyone's intentions are good. But actually, I know my worth now. I've learned my worth, and I know that if anyone ever, you know, walks all over me or takes me for granted, then they're out of my life, and that's it. Because I'm a very open person, doesn't mean that I don't know my worth. I know my worth, and I know that no one's ever going to walk over me again. And that's something you need to learn too. 22. Holidays are necessary. You need to take a break occasionally. So again, sometimes in life it can just get so stressful, and all you need is just a holiday or a break. It's me and Cal are booking a holiday, hopefully for the 7th of October. Obviously, you know, I have to take it that we don't know what's going to happen, and if anything bad does happen, then that's fine. I accept that, and I then won't go, but hopefully it will all be okay, because to be honest, I just need a break away from situations at home. And I know that although I'm strong and I'm being strong, I know that just taking myself away from the situation and being out of it for a while will help me. Last one, 23. Losing someone hurts. You need to let yourself grieve. You need to talk because it helps. And you don't want to bottle up your feelings. My auntie died suddenly on the 31st of December. New Year's Eve, I know, horrible, horrendous. And that was probably a death because it was so sudden and so unexpected. I had never grieved like that before in my life. I did lose my granddad, which was obviously very sad, but he was a lot older and, you know, it was kind of, it didn't feel the same, whereas losing my auntie, who was still quite young, should have had a whole life ahead of her so suddenly, it hurts a lot. And, you know, knowing I'm going to lose my mum eventually also hurts, but I believe that I can let myself grieve, and I believe that as long as I let myself grieve and I, you know, sure, with my mum it's going to be totally different. I have no idea what to expect, how I'm going to be. I have no idea how I'm going to cope or anything like that. But I just know that I'm going to have to give myself time to grieve, and I'm, you know, eventually going to have to talk about it. That was my 23 things. I hope you've enjoyed it and taken something away from this. I would like to know if there's anything specific that you think I've missed out. So if you do think there's anything I've missed out, let me know in the comments below, as that would be really helpful because I'm always looking to learn new things. If you did enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!